Hello and welcome to the presentation of reports for Families Matter at Hythe URC. My name is Eddie Boone and I'm the Chair of Trustees for Families Matter. We have not been able to arrange an annual general meeting this year during this pandemic, so we decided, as well as our printed report book and charity report, to give a short presentation on YouTube to further the work of Families Matter, to publicise it and to allow the community to see how we're getting on. Whenever there's an AGM under normal circumstances, it's quite hard when you work out what year the annual report relates to. And our annual report relates to the year ending 31st of March 2020. In normal circumstances, it's quite difficult to remember back exactly through that year, but especially so now. So as well as reporting on that year, there are references, of course, to what we've been able to do and how our work has been furthered during this time of lockdown. What's going to happen in this presentation, you're going to see, you've got available the report, you're going to see some short video interviews with one or two people who are connected and working for Families Matter. There's going to be a few slides in between, and to give a bit of a background of what we do, some of the feedback we get, and then at the end there'll be a few more minutes where you can ask questions and make comments. If you're watching, you can only do that if you're watching this live premiered on YouTube, where the chat stream, if you've logged on to the watch page, you'll be able to make comments, ask questions or encourage our work. And there'll be a bit of time after the videos and after the reports for you to do that. But you can make comments as you go along. When you see something, you can make a comment there in the chat stream. So, onto our report. Let me just take you through a little bit of our printed report, just to give you a background. Some of you may, we hope some people are watching this that have never seen this report before. I give a brief chairman's report at the beginning, and Joan Shuri, one of our trustees, shares a bit about the admin work. Then we have our trustees annual report. Every year all charities have to upload an annual report to the Charity Commission, and there's three things involved in this. There's the actual report about the work being done, there's the accounts, and then there are some questions to be asked about what has been happening in that year in the life of the charity. And this is all available on the Charity Commission's website for all charities in our country. So you've got our charity report, which gives details of what we do, what our objectives are, our achievements and our performance, and also it gives details of our accounts and our financial report for the year. Our financial accounts have to be examined by an independent examiner, and you've got details of that examination there. Peter will say more about that when he shares with us a little later. We're very grateful for the work of Julia Cross, our project manager, and she's given her short report there, and she'll be sharing with us during this YouTube event as well. Let me whiz through some of the activities, programs and groups and support groups that we run at Families Matter. We've got mentoring in schools, we've got the adoption support group, we've got Our Time, we've got Swans, which is support with additional needs, which also includes the special activity days that are planned occasionally. We've got our parenting courses, which involve the managing your child's angry feelings and the supporting parents of teenagers, which we run in partnership with Youth and Families Matter in Totton. We have On the Right Track report, our work in transitioning, helping young people to transition from their primary school to secondary school. We got a report from our Women's Wellbeing group, our Autism Support drop-in. We've got some pictures of some of the trustees and some of the other work. we've got obituary in there for our dear friend Sally Wood, so instrumental in the work of Families Matter and dementia generally on the Waterside, who sadly passed away on the 4th of June. And we also have reports of that dementia work, the Hythe Huddle, the Blackfield Bubble and the Memory Group. And so all this is here for you to read at your leisure, to support the work if you can. And just to say also, if you go on our website, details of that are there in the description, you will see that we're refreshing that, and you will also see that we have a new logo to support our work. So please watch and listen to these interviews and look at some of the information on the screen. Be ready to ask questions or contribute in any way you would like. Before we launch into that, in our charity report it names the trustees. That's myself, Eddie Boone, as chair, Joan Shurey as secretary, Peter Blasby as treasurer, and then the 4 other trustees, Beverly Hall, Kay Keane, Joy Drake and Barbara Coulthard. I will be standing down shortly after this presentation report during August to leave for Pastors New, and so a new chair of trustees will be being sought in the days ahead. But the other 6 trustees have all agreed to continue in their role as trustees for a further year. So we're going to hear in a moment, after a few slides, we're going to hear in a moment from Julia an overall picture of our work as Families Matter. So I'm here with Julia Cross, our project manager for Families Matter. Our reporting of these annual reports covers the period from up to the end of March 2020. Obviously a lot has happened since then, and we'll think about that in a moment. But overall, Julia, what do you think the impact of Families Matter is in our community, in all the work that it does?
Well, we do our best to impact as many families as we can in the community. And it's been great to know that we've impacted over 200 families this year, which altogether calculated is about nearly 700 people that have benefited from our work during the course of the year. And that's amazing. Our work falls into 2 groups. We've got the work with the elderly people, people with dementia, and then we've also got the work with the families, the schools and the younger people.
And what would you say is the greatest joy for you as manager in the work that we do?
Well, it's really great to see people coming to us when they've got so many problems, and then having a chat to them or seeing them come into one of our groups or courses, and they realise that they're not alone and that they can share their problems, and it just helps them so much. They come out feeling so much better. It's lovely to see that.
Obviously, we've got quite a lot of detail in the report that we're presenting at the moment. Lots of detail, lots of aims of the various groups and the one-to-one work and the family work that goes on. Seems to me that we're a very flexible charity and community project. We're great value for money. How do you feel about our flexibility and about what we're able to do in different circumstances of people's lives?
Yes, it's really good. I think we're a lot more flexible than most organisations because we can respond just to self-referrals or to people ringing us up and saying, help, I need some help now, and we can go within a few days. So for instance, last year we had a school ring us up to say they were very concerned about a particular family, and I was able to go around and visit the family the next day, which was amazing and just what was needed. Other organisations have to fill in a lot of forms and do a lot of bureaucracy before they get to that point, but we're able to be light on our feet and see them. We're continuing to support that family now, several months on, and things have improved so much. It's really good to see.
And all the different groups and support areas of the Ministry of Families Matter, we look forward to hearing from people that might be able to help us in some way or support our work, or people that need help. And obviously into this period that we went into towards the end of March has been quite a challenging time for a lot of people. But it's been a time where we've managed in different ways to continue to support the community. Tell us a little bit more about what we have been able to achieve.
Well, obviously, at the end of March, we had to close all our groups down, stop all group activities, and stop home visits, which was hard because we had people that were really needing those things. So we managed by continuing emails, phone calls, phoning as many people as possible, and getting back to them whenever we could. We also started a new project of providing care parcels for people who were in need. So we've provided food, we've provided toys and games and activities for children, we've provided flowers, different things for people's different needs. And it's been amazing to be able to go to people's doorsteps and deliver items that we've been given. And it's made a real difference to people.
And obviously we're navigating, like a lot of organisations, we're navigating through this new season and through the summer and then into the autumn. We don't know quite how we'll be able to operate and what groups will be able to be whole, but we keep this under constant review, don't we? And we look forward to a time when some of the things we've not been able to do we'll be able to do again. So what sort of expectations do you have and hopes for the future, do you think?
Well, we are hoping to be able to restart our groups again, perhaps from September onwards. A lot of our work is tied to the schools, so obviously it depends on when the schools are reopening. At the moment they're only kind of half open, so it's quite difficult. They're not allowing people into schools, so our schools work has had to stop for now. But we are hoping to be able to go back into the schools come September, and also to continue working with families where they've had the children out of school. It's been really difficult for them, especially those families that have 4 or 5 children. And they've really appreciated the phone calls, the contact and the deliveries of food or activities for the children that we've delivered. We've taken a lot of craft activities and games and toys and things like that, and it's been really appreciated.
It's lovely when we get a little note of thanks, isn't it, from a family that we've just helped, maybe even in a very small way. They're thrilled, aren't they? And we continue to be open for people who might need help or know someone else that needs help. And how do they go about finding out whether we can help them within our resources and limitations?
Well, we've had several new self-referrals just during this period, and people just need to phone us up or email us and say that they have a need. So I had an email recently from a young lady we'd never met before, just saying help, and she was about to have a baby and she didn't have any baby clothes, so we're able to help in that way. And we have a lot of things that have been donated by people in the church, which has been a real help to us. We can also help in practical ways, and we can help by befriending, by supporting people through phone calls and emails, and just helping people to know that there's someone there that cares for them. That seems to really make a difference.
And people can read through the report, and go on our website. We have a Facebook page that you can like and get up to date. There's lots of different ways, aren't there, that people can find out about our work. And it might be that there's people in our community that could help us or come and work for us as well. So we're really open to hear from all members of our community, aren't we?
Yes, we'd like to reach out to more people in the community who maybe haven't heard of us. We work across the whole Waterside area, from Hythe to Marchwood down to Cowshot to Blackfield and Holbury. So we are available to help families within that whole area.
Thank you, Julia. And we're in good heart, aren't we? We're in difficult circumstances, but we look forward to what we're continuing to be able to do and into the future. Thank you for your good work with Families Matter.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, it's really good to be able to share with Kerry Farrow, one of our On the Right Track workers. Kerry, obviously, with this pandemic and the lockdown, things have been tough through recent months. Our annual report is being presented now, going right back to April of 2019. What do you think have been the joys to you working with On the Right Track?
I mean, the joys are always the same. It's the children. You know, we see the children and, you know, gaining their trust, seeing the smiles on their faces, you know, when we see them. They absolutely love doing On the Right Track. And when you enter the classroom, they're all putting their hands up and saying, pick me, can I go first? And it's really nice. And also to know that On the Right Track works. You know, when you see the difference in the children from day one to the end of when we do this, the difference in them is amazing. You know, they're so much more confident. They're like a different child, and they're so ready to go into secondary school at that point. You know, they've really benefited from them, and also they love the fact that the focus is on them, and that, you know, seeing that they know that we're there to listen to them. You know, we're interested in what they've got to say, they're important, and that's really nice for them as well. Yeah. And also getting positive feedback from the parents and the schools is a real joy, because, you know, already, although we've sort of ended sooner this year, which I'll go on to, already, you know, we've had a parent that says they can see a difference in their child as soon as they know when they've had a session with me, because they can see a difference that evening, you know, when they finish school and things like that. So it's a real pleasure, an honour, and it's always a joy to help the children.
So just for the benefit of those people that might not know much about the work of Families Matter and On the Right Track, we work to help primary school age children that are about to go up to secondary school, but might, for a number of reasons, be finding that a bit of a difficult thought.
Yeah, it could just be lack of confidence. You know, they're just feeling a bit anxious about it because it's such a big change for them, and they just don't know enough about it. So On the Right Track actually really helps them with that, and it gives them time to adjust.
And just remind us the different schools that our workers work with.
We work at Orchard Junior School, Waterside School, Hive Primary School, and Wild Round School. Those 4 schools. We're sort of hoping, we do have contact with Blackfield as well, but that's kind of something we're looking to maybe include in the future.
And then we follow up with those children at whichever secondary school.
Yes, we do.
We follow up through till what time of the year after they've gone up in September?
Yeah, it's normally till October half term. So we're there from when they start to the October half term. And we would normally do lunchtime drop-ins and offer extra support if they need it, just to make sure they're getting on okay and make sure they're settling in well. So that's we don't just abandon them. We carry on.
And which schools do you personally work with?
So we tend to go into Nodeswood School. And
primary school. Yeah, and which primary school?
Primary school. I go into Wild Round. And Orchard.
Yeah.
And my colleague Sheila goes into Hive, and she does some Orchard as well. We share Orchard because it's such a big school.
Yeah.
We tend to have more children there. And then we've got Emily, who does Waterside.
Great, really fantastic work. So you share something of the joys. What are the main challenges that you find in this work?
Well, I mean, the obvious challenge this year is the COVID-19, and you know what's happened. I mean, we started seeing the children in January, and it was going really well in all the schools, and then March 23rd, everything stopped. so we could no longer see the children. You know, everyone was a bit in shock, weren't we, about it all? So that was a real challenge for us, because, you know, we can't see the children, and that's what we're trying to, a service we're offering to them. So what we have been able to do, we've still been offering support to the families and the children on the right track. So we've been in contact with them. We've been phoning the families, letting them know that Families Matter is still here, offering support to them. And also, if the children want it, we will offer one-to-one over the telephone. And we're here for them if they want to talk about secondary school. And we've also been in touch with the secondary schools. And because of what's happened as well, we're hoping that in September, we might be able, well, we want to offer mentoring. So the children that need it, the On the Right Track children, we're hoping that we will continue to see them in September and offer mentoring as well to those children that need it.
Yes. So obviously we're in communication with the schools, because obviously they face lots of restrictions and who can go into the building and all the stuff. So we appreciate the challenges of being either a primary school head teacher or a secondary school head teacher. But we're ready to go when the moment is right, physically.
We're ready. We're ready for the secondary schools. They said they can't really let us know till September which children they're going to be. But we know, you know, it's going to be the On the Right Track children. We've kind of said which ones we think, but we want to offer that to them. So we're looking forward to hearing from the secondary schools as soon as things get moving in September.
Brilliant. Well, that's fantastic. A really big thank you to you and your colleagues that are working, the workers working on the Right Track. It does make a fantastic difference to the lives of these children and growing into young people as they transition into secondary.
And it's good to know the year sixes, most of them are back at school. So they are getting that bit of support at the moment as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Kerry, for sharing that with you. Best wishes to you to the rest of the team. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Well, I have with me here Peter Blasby, who's one of our trustees and is our treasurer at Families Matter. So, Peter, we're presenting our annual report in a different way, aren't we, this year, with no AGM, but our report is available, and within that report it contains our accounts or financial report, which have also been audited. So that's the situation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And again, you know, for the umpteenth year, we have a very a well-balanced report. We've been very, very fortunate with support again from both dividend allotments and the Children's Fund. We've just completed our second year funding with them, about to start our third year. The importance of 3-year commitment at this sort of level gives us great stability. And now, you know, this is like the second or the third time round that we've had this type of stability. And it makes such a difference to the funding activity. But we've also had funding, as you know, from both Hampshire County Council and the New Forest. And these little lumps also help. One of the things that we were able to do this last financial year was to increase our reserve. The Charity Commission's suggestion was we should have 6 months reserve, and we made that commitment and moved it up to 6 months worth. So that's what we're now holding.
That's great. Which makes us resilient to any change or situation. And to some degree, we're trusted and recognised, aren't we, by the people we serve within our community, and we are able to continue even in these difficult times, working in different ways. And we are very sort of flexible in the way that we're able to pay staff and use volunteers, which make us a lot more resilient, I think, to difficulties, aren't we? And to have that reserve figure is so important.
Very much so. It gives the whole charity stability, and with that we can do the work that we are trying to do.
Yeah. And so the report is there for people to scrutinise. It's been audited. Who's audited our accounts this year? I think I know
Mike
the answer.
Harvey. Mike Harvey. He's done that for the best part of 20 years now. And we owe him a great debt because he did it this year because of the shutdown, all electronically.
Yeah. So big thank you to Mike for his support to us and for his auditing. We look forward to a good future. We're able to sustain the finances through this difficult time and to continue to. None of our workers are furloughed, are they, Peter?
No, none of them.
And so we do look forward to the autumn when some of our groups and some of our different types of work will be able to be physically done rather than by the phone, don't we?
That's right. And I think we'll be ready for that. And as you know, we have a fair amount of funds for dementia work.
Yep.
And I think that we're in a position to perhaps develop that this coming year.
Yeah, and that finance has been ring-fenced because it was given for that purpose of dementia. We've got the high huddle, right, and there's other things we can do, and we're committed to the work of supporting those families who have people within them with dementia, and we're exploring ways we can best do that, aren't we, financially?
That's right, and we will be able to do that.
Brilliant. So thank you, Peter. Thank you. Vote of thanks to you for administering our finances as treasurer, and thank you for sharing something about them today at this presentation, the reports. And of course there will be details here of what, if people want to ask questions or offer support or make donations, large or small, to support our work. And I'm sure you'd be glad to talk to people who might have questions for you or might want to support us in some way. Yeah.
Well, as you know, church members support us in small ways, but it all helps.
Brilliant. So thank you, Peter. Thanks for sharing that with you. Thank you for your financial report, which we present to the community and to the church and to the Charity Commission, don't we? Thank you, Peter. So we're almost at the end of this annual report from Families Matter. Please do download the printed copy and have a good read through. It's been great to share with you some of our work. And I want to take the opportunity now, before we close, to give a big thank you to the trustees, to all the workers, to all those that help support Families Matter financially, to you, the public, the community. If you feel we can help you or you can help us, then please do get in touch. We want to thank all those that are involved in attending our groups, our one-to-one work, and the whole breadth of the work we do here at Families Matter. It's been a real privilege to serve Families Matter as a trustee and as a chair. And so I thank you for the privilege that it's been. This chat stream will now stay open for about 8 minutes or so. And there's a further opportunity for you to type in some comments, some words of encouragement, a question if you've got it, and then the video will come to an end. Thank you so much for being here today to share in our annual report.